Hello everybody and welcome to a game called Faxanadu. I do not know whether or not that's the correct pronunciation, but that's how I'm going to be pronouncing it, Faxanadu, so let's get started. You start off as a guy walking towards the castle. You go to the right and a text box drops down, and apparently you've been on a long journey, which is painfully apparent seeing as your HP is about a sixth of what it should be, and you don't have any MP. I'm going to assume you never had any MP in the first place because you didn't actually have any spells until later in the game. Anyway, please note you'll actually have to hit up to activate things in town, so just walk to a door and head up, and to speak to people you also have to head up. Anyway, yeah, you can't actually duck, which is a bit of an annoyance at the beginning, but as soon as you get the long sword, that isn't going to be much of a problem. Anyway, after you grab that ring from the church, go to this king, which I should mention that there is actually something that you can actually run your gold down to 0, go back to the king, and actually get 1,500 more gold. I won't be doing that, which, yeah, I should probably mention that. Technically, the best way to actually start out this game is by dying just to get your stats refilled. I'm not going to bother doing that, seeing as the first part of this game isn't really that difficult. Anyway, just ignore these houses. Jump over these, which, yeah, I should mention that, unfortunately, the way this game's set up, there will be some things that are in front of enemies, so you may not be able to see them if there's particular pillars or things. Anyway, buy a hand dagger. Deluge. Now, personally, I'd highly recommend just stocking up in this town, particularly the elixir, because you won't be able to buy those things as soon as you leave this one. So make sure you get one. I'd highly recommend buying about 2 red potions as well. I should also mention you can't actually equip items in buildings. I'm not entirely sure why that's a thing, but let's see here. This guy, yeah, there we go. If you pay this guy 50 gold, he actually brings your HP and MP up by about a third. The dried meat merchant is going to be overall better in terms of cost. So let's see here, we need the deluge and hand dagger. After killing a few of these hopping things, which give, I'd like to say, 59 gold. I believe that's right. Each, I'd highly recommend saving at least 350 gold. Yeah, that should about do it. Let's see here, we need jack key for the first one, jack key for that, another jack key, and actually make that 450. So make it an even 500 so you can regenerate using the meat salesman. Yeah, I should mention that there is an experience system in this game. Unfortunately, it doesn't have anything to do with actual damage output or defense for that matter. It more or less determines what rank you have, and what rank you have essentially determines how much gold you actually get back if you do die. I'm not actually planning on getting killed, so... Okay, and that is that. Let's see here, we need 1... I'd like to say 4 jack keys. Okay, 1 more. And if I do have over 200, I'll be... Yeah, I guess I may as well just grab another red potion instead of doing what I originally planned. I shouldn't have any problem getting to the next area. No, let's do that. And go to the right. Yeah, I should mention to use magic, you actually have to hold up and attack. Yeah, I really wouldn't recommend doing that unless that's absolutely necessary, though. For anything other than the things that crawl on the ground, because unfortunately in this game you can't actually duck. Which is a pretty big annoyance early in the game, but later in the game, as soon as you get the long sword, it becomes less of a problem. These things actually drop food if you kill them. Oh yes, unfortunately the way this game is actually set up is you actually get momentum as you move. From side to side, which is very unfortunate because that means you have to be very precise as to when you jump. Let's see here, I believe it was something like 300, maybe 250 for using this guy's services. Anyway, this guy will bring you back to full HP and MP. Please note the meat salesman will be overall better, but this guy just does it all at once. Yeah, unfortunately this game also suffers from that very annoying recoil effect. Anyway, yeah, for the next area, make sure you conserve at least half of your MP for your for the main boss of this next area. Use the jack key here. Yeah, be warned that one can actually climb down the ladder. again using momentum, because unfortunately this game's set up like that. Okay, there we go. Again, make sure you try to conserve at least half. I'll be grinding here for quite some time. We'll see how much so. Coins do disappear, food doesn't. Anyway, as long as you have half an MP worth, just use the magic here. Seriously, it's gonna be much easier to deal with this thing's magic. Because if any one of those projectiles hit you, they can easily deal up to a fourth of your HP. Anyway, get mad talk, you will be needing it. Don't worry about MP after you deal with that boss. So, anyway, as I'm sure I mentioned, I'll be grinding here. I would highly recommend this one and the one to the left, because unfortunately the one to the right actually can get stuck on one of the platforms and just sort of fall on top of you. Let's see how long. I'd like to say I'd be moving on in a minute. Let's say 23. Yeah, that's a nice round number. If you can get them close enough to you, you can actually hit them twice with the hand dagger. If you are planning on leaving early, make sure you have, let's see here, I'd like to say 9800 because, yeah, I think 9800. Or May 8800, because personally I would highly recommend getting the magic shield early, which yes, you can do. Let's see here, I think it's 7200. Again, I'll just be waiting until 23, which, well, really, if you want to get technical, spending about 15 minutes, or, well, actually less than that for this game isn't really that bad for me, seeing as I am used to playing Dragon Warrior, which has much more grinding. Anyway, if you are unfortunate enough to get hit, just use your red potions, I'd say a fourth of health. Yeah, as soon as you get the pattern down, it isn't too bad. Sorry about that, folks. I really don't know what else to say until minute 23. I'm sure I'll have something more substantial. Oh, yes, I should mention that. Unfortunately, yes, you can get knocked back into the next area from getting hit by enemies. Now, then, these ones aren't really that bad, but let me tell you, the tambourine men that appear later in the game. I've done a playthrough of Legend of Zelda recently, and I commented how much I hate those blue wizards that like phasing in and out of places and hurting you when they touch you while phasing out. But let me tell you, the tambourine men on this game are much more annoying because it doesn't matter where you're at, as long as they're on screen they can hurt you. Yeah, that's a very bad thing. I mean, granted, they don't do that overly much damage, but that makes them extremely annoying. Yeah, I should also mention that whenever you hit an enemy, they actually turn around for a brief instant, which essentially means you can actually fight those gargoyles fairly easily as long as you hit them the right time, because it actually turns them around so they attack the other way with their projectile, but I really wouldn't recommend relying on that too much. Six minutes. I'd highly recommend trying to keep some of your MP just in case you run into those crawling things on your way out. Yeah, with the elixir in hand, if you do actually run out of HP, it'll actually restore both your HP and MP as soon as you run out of HP. So it is an overall nice thing to have, although you will be needing it for part of the storyline, so I would highly recommend buying one early on so you can avoid needing to go around and get another one later in the game. Yeah, one more hit will and I'll be using a red potion, I'm sure. I know I seem to be pretty paranoid about gathering gold, but that's only because you need so much of it. Especially for keys. Because let's see here, king keys are the type of key we're going to be needing to buy the most, especially seeing as the town in that particular area doesn't actually have a key shop. And those things actually cost 1,500 each. To actually use an item like a red potion, you actually have to hold down an attack. They fully restore your HP. Okay, 2 more minutes. I'll probably need to grind more later, but right now this should be good enough for what I need. Okay, should be approaching 14,000 by the time we get back to town. Let's see here, which one are we going to? We already have, yeah, I do need to go back there for the magic shield, so yeah, it shouldn't take too long. Okay, and probably last set. Okay, well, let's go down. Try to conserve MP so you can use the magic on those crawling things again on the way back to town. Anyway, make sure you have the mattock, because you will be needing it. There we go. Okay, go to the left. Why did I say right? Left. Jump over this thing. Deal with that. And with about 7,200, I think. Oh yes, please note that as soon as you leave here, you will get hit by that skeleton-like thing out there, so make sure you have enough HP for that. 7,600 apparently by the magic shield. I'm not too concerned about the death spell, seeing as that's a very costly thing for MP as well. Hopefully you have at least 1,600 left so you can buy the longsword in the next town. I better equip the shield before I forget. In the next town, I believe there's actually dried meat salesmen, so don't worry too much about other things. Pretty sure I already mentioned this, but food actually stays on as long as you're on screen. Anyway, yeah, select the mattock, and much like I said earlier, you have to hold down and the attack button to actually use that. Anyway, just stand here and let them come to this wall and so you can hit them. If you do it quick enough, there might be a red potion that appears on this pedestal. It was either that or an ointment. I know it was one of the two. Anyway, again, get enough momentum so you can run and jump. Hopefully you can do it all at once. That particular jump isn't that bad, but let me tell you, there are going to be a few of them where there's a platform directly above you. These mushroom heads aren't really too much of a problem, just hit them, and if they decide to start charging you, hopefully you can run in and hit them before that. Okay, there we go. Go to the dried meat salesman. I'm more concerned about MP rather than HP, so make sure you have full MP. Let's see here, go in here and buy a longsword. It'll be 1600, I think. You can also buy a studded mail, but honestly I'd recommend just sort of saving up for the full plate. It isn't really going to be too much. If you're going to do it the way I'm doing it, you're not going to be taking too much damage. Anyway, make sure you have a jack key, as well as an elixir. If you kill those three quick enough, there will be an ointment that appears in the upper left-hand area. There. Anyway, just run over. Please note you will be needing a jack key for this, so make sure you have one. Again, I already bought most of them in advance. Anyway, don't worry too much about health because there's going to be a whole lot of monsters over here that can restore your HP. Okay, just jump up. Climb up the ladder and go to the right. Now then, which way you go first is really dependent on whether or not you have an elixir. If you do not have an elixir, take this ladder and go up and go through that area. You'll be needing to head to the right side after you head up a few ladders. Should be a giant cobra kind of thing where you need to go. Anyway, please note you will be needing an elixir for this, so make sure you have that before continuing. See that guy up there? You'll have to give him an elixir. Hopefully none of these honeybees get stuck in the ladder area, because I've seen that happen before. Anyway, you need elixir to revive the spring. You say yes. It tells you there are 2 more springs. So you leave and you sort of drop down here. I would highly recommend trying to get this ointment over here before leaving. It's really going to cut down on the amount of damage you're going to take. Please note that this ointment may not actually defend against some magic attacks. Okay, just go up to the upper left. Deal with these things, wrong way. I was trying to back up so I have enough area to jump. I would highly recommend avoiding that one, that red potion down there, because that's poison. Anyway, don't worry too much about MP, because you'll be needing to use an elixir here anyway. Which you get right over here, and thankfully this thing always reappears, so go over here, fight this thing, get the wing boots, go to the right, let this thing reappear. I think the wing boots are a one-time thing. Anyway, let yourself use the elixir. Another one. If you're half health or under, I would highly recommend just letting you kill them. Just letting this thing kill you so you get your HP back all the way, and just keep grabbing the elixir until you have a good amount of health before leaving. But make sure you have at least half. I would jump if these platforms weren't in the way. Sometimes it's just better just to use the magic shield and defend against those magic attacks. Anyway, this one to the left is poison, so ignore it. And now that you have an elixir as well as a red potion, that didn't come out right. Wing boots, that's the item I was thinking of. You'll be wanting to go to the right after restoring your health, which you can do right down here fairly easily. Just go back and forth. And just kill this thing a few times. It's unfortunate that the experience system doesn't actually help you in way, in actual practical ways. Anyway, I'm gonna try conserving MP. But anyway, I go to the right. I'd like to say it was here, so let's use the wing boots. You gotta hold your jump button and use your directional pad. This one? This one. Okay. I thought it was over to the left for some reason. Anyway, if you do it correctly, you might actually have enough time to actually go back to town using the flying shoes. Anyway, talk to this guy. I'm not entirely sure, but I think you might have to talk to this one twice. So just do that real quick. Anyway, just fall down. Don't worry too much about HP, and you should be able to fly back to town. Okay, now then, let's see what we need to do here. We need to get Queen Key. I know we need one of those. Come to think of it, I think you only do need one Queen Key. Because what's here? Yeah, I'd like to say only one Queen Key for the entire game. For actual practical purposes. But anyway, let's see here. We need to get... let's see here. Another wing boot. At least one of those. Make sure you get at least one of them. You will be needing to get through an area that you'll be needing at least one of them for. Buy another one. And one red potion. Yep, that should about do it. Anyway, make sure you have a jack key. Again, if you need healing, just go down here and just use this one. Okay, just go back to that church you saw in that area where you needed the jack key earlier. I pretty much bypassed it, but there was that was where those free honeybees were when I was leaving after getting the elixir. Speaking of which, if you have used it, make sure you get another one. Seriously, the elixir is extremely helpful. Anyway, use this one. I guess technically you could use wing boots to fly up there, but I'm not gonna bother wasting those on something like that. Again, I'm not too worried about HP, seeing that there's free things that give you food to over here anyway. Okay, just jump over here, climb up. Then I guess you could go through the elixir way again if you already used it. If not, you're going to have to deal with the gargoyle, which you might actually be able to run past if you time it correctly. Go in here and talk to this guy. Tells you to open the door below and gives you the Joker key. Speaking of which, I think one of those honeybees hit you on your way out. Yeah, this game has a lot of those problems. Anyway, yeah. Hopefully you can get an ointment for this, which, yeah, I guess I better just wait until I do get one for this. Make sure you have full HP if you don't, and at least 2 red potions. There we go. Okay, take the ointment, go down here, use the Joker key on this one, and the gargoyle will appear. Just sort of turn your shield towards them whenever the projectiles are about to hit you, and just run past them. Talk to this guy twice, otherwise you won't get the ring. I don't know why they included that stupid mechanic in this game, but unfortunately it's a thing. So make sure you get the ruby ring. As long as the ointment is still active, you won't have any problem running through the gargoyle. Anyway, make sure you have a queen key, as well as, let's see here, we need a queen key, a wing boot, and preferably as many red potions as possible. I'm not going to worry too much about that, seeing as they already have about 3 of them. As well as an elixir if possible. Anyway, yeah, just move to the left or right, I don't think it really matters, and push that one out of the way. And use the queen key there. Don't worry too much about using MP, seeing as there's going to be a town very close. Anyway, these dwarven knights aren't exactly that difficult. They just sort of run up to you and go just out of their reach. So as long as you stand still when fighting them, they aren't a problem. Speaking of which, I better just grind until I have, at least 7,000. Make that 8. Shouldn't take too long, seeing as these things give, I think, 150 each. Although you can avoid these stupid honeybees buzzing around everywhere. I wouldn't be too paranoid about HP if I did have the studded armor, but I'm saving up for the full plate armor to save time, so... we'll be needing at least 50 to 100 for that. So let's see here, 8,000. Yeah, let's see here. 1,800. I'd like to say at least 7 more. I'm just dealing with that one so it won't hit me. Make sure the thing's dead before you go walking forward. Because sometimes it jumps back just enough so you can miss the next time you try hitting it. Okay, one more. Okay, that's 8,000. As far as I know, the outskirts of this town doesn't actually offer anything important. But let's see here, we can get the Thunder Spell here. As well as a large shield if you haven't bought the magic shield, as well as a Mattock. I'm not entirely sure whether or not we do need a Mattock at this point, but I'll be buying one just in case. Let's see here, we need food. Let's see here, there's only one enemy that I can think of that actually drops meat, well, bread here, so I'll just get full HP. Okay. I think this guy still sells Jack and Queen keys. Okay, I don't think we need any more Queen keys, come to think of it. Honestly, I'd recommend staying with the Deluge for now, seeing as Thunder sort of costs more to actually per cast. Anyway, try to keep 50 to 100 so you can buy the full plate armor. Seriously, it's much better defense than what I have, the leather armor. There we go. Again, just stand still for these things. Thankfully, that one won't be able to really do anything to you. Unfortunately, you may run into a few areas where you do need to step off a ladder to fight one of them. There we I hate those things, odd moving patterns. Anyway, just step off to the left and let that one drop. Again, just stand still and attack these things. Thankfully, they don't actually come to you. Do not enter these buildings, especially the center one, otherwise the dwarf will actually hit you. And come to think of it, I think the other two buildings, whoops, didn't mean to drop off that, actually have enemies, and you won't be able to do anything other than attack them with magic. So yeah, don't bother wasting your time trying to deal with those enemies. Let the wizard fall off. Hopefully you can jump over to the left. Let's see here, 8,000. That's fine. I probably needed to gather a bit more gold anyway. Let's see here. I think up to the upper right-hand corner of this area is the Tower Suffer. And unfortunately, due to the bug, the reward for that is actually makes the game harder because it actually decreases your strength. There we go. Yeah, I better just fly over those ones. You should have just enough to fly over to the town. Get right up here. Let that one fall off. There we go. And go to the town. I don't know whether or not there's a meat salesman here, but I know there's a clinic. 1,000 gold, I think. Oh geez. I'm gonna hope, yeah, there's a meat man. Yeah, as you can probably tell, this is a better deal. I'm more worried about MP at this point, though, because there's actually some good HP food right out the right side of the door. Anyway, buy full plate armor, which is a big upgrade compared to the leather armor I've been using. Okay. Let's see here, 53, huh? Well, I was planning on ending this episode here, but tell you what, I'll get through and get the onyx and get back to town before going to end this episode. As long as you have, I'd say at least 2 red potions, you shouldn't have any real problems. Oh, I almost did a big mistake. I'll be needing a king's key for that. Good thing I looked before I went through too far. Okay, we'll be needing a king key. Let's see, I have at least, okay, I got 3 red potions. That should be fine then. I should also mention that there's this guy that actually sells you some magic to the far right of this area. It's 3,000 gold though, so if you do have enough, good for you. If not, oh well. I don't think it's that overly important. Don't worry too much about HP here, seeing as they're going to be running into... Oh, I hate these stupid bees. A lot of these eyeball things that drop food. The bees sort of just stick with you. Anyway, yeah, just wait until that one drops and deal with these things. If you need food, just keep doing this consistently. If I remember correctly, the upper left-hand ladder just leads to an area that opens with a king key. I don't think there's anything important there though. Down to the lower right, if you want to go there, there should be a building with a person in it selling the fire magic for 3,000 gold. And I guess I can get it if I have time, but it's not really too important. Anyway, if you have full HP, oh geez, I hate these things. These are the tambourine men. Unfortunately, they hurt you whenever they're on screen. Whenever you kill it, that bottle that appears to the left is poison, so try to avoid it. Hopefully you can kill them without any real problem. Oh boy, I'll be wanting to go around and up for that. Please note that those things can actually knock you back into another area where there's another tambourine man and they can play tennis with you, just knocking you back and forth when you're caught in between them, so hopefully that doesn't happen. I would like to say there's a squid up to the upper left-hand corner, so HP shouldn't be too much of a problem as soon as you get over there. Try to keep your elixir on hand. Hopefully you don't have to use it. Anyway, kill this thing a few times and heal yourself if necessary. Just wait for it to fly by to the right. These things do give extremely good HP, so can't complain there. Anyway, yeah, just hopefully you can run across here and jump. Yeah, just use magic against these things. Hopefully they don't knock you back into the other area. Let's see here, I don't think there's any pitfalls in this area. Anyway, use an item, the King's Key. Be very careful not to get jumped into by these very annoying, I would call them knights, but they got maces, so, yeah, whatever you want to call them. Hopefully you don't take too much damage on the way through. Be very careful about these pine cones. I don't know how else to put that. They look like pine cones. You might get lucky and get an ointment. And you should just be able to run to the right. Hopefully run through this gargoyle. And these things, and hopefully attack the boss, which I believe you actually have to go through the upper area to actually get to. Hopefully the ointment lasts long enough so you can... Nope, apparently not. That's fine. Hopefully he just sort of jumps up into this corner. Because I don't think we can get down there that effectively. Because unfortunately this guy likes jumping all over the place, which isn't too bad as soon as you get down there, but on the ladder he can be a very big nuisance. Again, I don't want to use the elixir if possible. As soon as you get to where you can attack him, this guy isn't too bad. Just wait for him to jump over you, step forward where he is jumping to, and hit him once. You might actually get 2 strikes in if you're close enough, but I really wouldn't recommend that, seeing as if you get that close, he's probably going to hit you. So, be very careful and deal with this guy. It isn't really that difficult, it's just trying to get through the ladder without getting yourself killed that's the hard part. Anyway, yeah, grab the black onyx. You'll be needing this to get the ace key. I hate those pine cones. I would call them something else, but I really don't know what else to call them other than pine cones. Anyway, hopefully you can jump over and just sort of take the damage from this gargoyle. You get under half health, use a red potion. Please note that this particular gargoyle might actually get up on in between those 2 ladders. Anyway, just run through. Hopefully you can stay up so you don't have to deal with everything. I forgot he spawned there. Okay, just lure him over here so you can leave over there. Let's see what we need to do here. We need to get back to town. That's actually a lot easier than you might think it is, because thankfully there's an area you can drop down. Let's see here where that squid was, that squid and lizard thing was. So this shouldn't be too difficult. There we go. Okay, let's end this video by restoring stats and getting, I'd like to say, at least 2 king keys. Let's see here, I got 1 red potion. Oh boy. Tell you what, I'll actually need to grind a bit for that. Main reason being because of the fact that, unfortunately, red potions should cost around 1,000 gold, so I better get, let's say 6,000 to be safe. That shouldn't take more than maybe 3 minutes. Okay, well, now I got the black onyx as well as, let's here, I just need to show that to that guy, get the ace key, and make sure I have at least 2 king's keys. Yeah, I think that's about all I need to do. I should mention that if you ever do run out of gold and you do have a good enough rank, it'd probably be better to actually let yourself die so you actually get the default gold for your particular rank. That's just going to be an overall better decision. Anyway, let's see here. We need to get 2 king's keys. It should be 3,000, and I'm probably just going to fill up the rest with red potions. I can't think of anywhere you do need a queen key. Other than that one and the Tower of Suffer, which, as I'm sure I mentioned, gives you a pendant that actually decreases your attack power. So, I really am not sure. Oh, it's only 800. Must be the next town I'm thinking of that says 1,000. Let's check the space I have. Yeah, I think I can only carry one more thing, so I better leave that for the ace key. Okay, restore that. I know there's Squidman to the right, but anyway, I'm going to end this episode here. That being said, I hope everyone's enjoying this series, so everybody have a good day.